listening to another episode of Renegade Podcast, and I'm talking to the one and only marscapone. And me and her, we kind of go way back. I saw her first time during the Mississauga Comic Expo. First time actually was 2023. Then I spoke to her 2024 when we moved to the Hazel McCallie Library in downtown Mississauga. I'm very, very excited about this. And 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hello.
I'm so sorry about all that. I know I was a little bit busy with some things, but how's your day going?
No worries. Good. How about you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. First off, I want to ask you when I went to the Mississauga Comic Expo like a couple weeks ago, and I don't know why I expected you to be there, and I'm kind of looking for you, and I didn't see you. What was the reason why you didn't attend? Was it because of time constraints or other commitments? What was the reason?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I usually post online when I am going to events, but this one I actually just forgot to apply. It happens sometimes because there's just so much going on, and there's so many conventions to apply to. That, I didn't end up applying this year, and I had a lot of Christmas orders anyway, so it was probably for the best. But, I hope it was a good convention.
It was amazing. It was dope. And the one thing I really like about that expo, even when it was at the Living Arts Center for a couple of years, it's like, it feels like everybody's sort of supporting each other. They're kind of rooting for each other to win. Like, in other industries, I feel like there's this sort of kind of competition to the bottom type of thing, where you're sort of sacrificing parts of yourself to achieve something that's not really achievable, without at least getting some help from other people, and, sort of cutthroat nature. That's why I really like the comics and illustration spaces, because I feel like everybody kind of knows each other. It's like a community, and, collaborations happen all the time, and, I really feel like the real change is happening on the ground, not necessarily at the top, where, corporations, they sort of kind of change, or they kind of sort of have a, how can I say this, like an iron grip on the narrative, so.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've met a lot of people through attending cons, even honestly, like one of my best friends, I met her at a convention.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's a great place to just chat with people. Everyone is always very friendly.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Mississauga, the Comic Expo.
Yeah.
That one being at the Living Arts Center, I loved it when it was there. It's still great at the library too, but I've always loved the Living Arts Center, so it was nice to go back whenever they had it there.
Yeah, for sure. What's your angle? Because I know we spoke, kind of about this when I saw you the second time, last year. Well, what's your angle in terms of, the stuff that you're doing, the illustrations, the shorts, and are you trying to aim for like an animated series thing at some point, or maybe I don't know, you mentioned a scrapbook, are you still working on that? What's how's everything looking?
The scrapbook might have been the Omori photo set, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it was?
I
did have that for sale. So that was ready a while back, and I ended up eventually taking it off my website because it was a lot of effort to put together. I would hand cut each photo.
Oh wow.
And I found that I was only selling it for 13 Canadian.
Yeah,
and it was 18 photos. I'd hand cut each one, and then I get them printed. So I ended up not having enough time, because I ended up getting just so many orders. There was not time to do that anymore, sadly, without raising the price to super high, which isn't something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
In terms of things that I'm working towards, I think animation for me, something that I unfortunately cannot get into.
Okay.
I like with illustrations.
Okay.
You have the final product much sooner, and I find that much more gratifying versus animation. It takes a long time to actually, see the final product, and unfortunately, I don't have the patience for it.
Okay.
But I do still post animatics.
Yeah.
So there's a slight bit of animation, but nowhere near the effort that actual animators put in, which is an incredible amount of time to put into something. But honestly, with YouTube, I haven't posted in a while.
Yeah.
Mainly just because I found that I didn't feel pressured anymore.
Yeah.
I think for a long time I felt like this pressure to make something big, you know?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of creators, what ends up happening is it's never enough.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to this point where I'm like, okay, I don't need to force myself to post anything. I can post whenever I want. I don't have to like work on like 5 different things at once, which I am still doing right now.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to focus more on stuff that I like because obviously I love posting.
Yeah.
But I think that the pressure was what was getting to me.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've seen a lot of YouTubers who are like pretty large in the space. They're usually not very happy, despite having it all.
Yeah.
And I think that the constant grind would definitely wear down on me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to focus on posting when I want, and then dealing with all this other stuff because I actually got a full-time job too. So
that's dope.
Now I have a full-time and I have my business, which
That's
maybe
dope.
not the wisest idea, but the economy is expensive.
You may not. You don't have to tell me all the details, but like, what field are you working at? I know you talked about like, you know, you're like having like a biological degree or something like that, like something to do with like science or plants or whatever. It's been a long time.
You want to hear the full backstory?
Sure, spill it.
So, a lot of people, I feel like, in the art community, either got art degrees or went into something similar to that in university if they did end up going into like the secondary education.
Yeah.
I was in probably the complete opposite, where no one actually liked art or writing or like creative writing specifically.
Yeah.
I was in environmental science.
Yes.
So I remember I'd be talking to people and they'd be like, oh my gosh, I hate English, like English class. Meanwhile, I was taking English on the side because it was something that I liked, like the creative writing aspect.
Yeah.
But with my degree, it was all environmental science. I never actually went to school for anything art, and I didn't start drawing until 2021.
Wow.
After Mori came out.
Wow.
So I think
That's
it's
cool.
A different experience from a lot of other artists because I think you hear a lot of the times like, oh yeah, I've been drawing as long as I picked up a pencil, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of nice because then it shows, you know, no matter what age, what you're doing, you can just pick it up and then go with it.
That's dope. That's a dope story. Like I feel like the thing about, you know, certain, because you mentioned this again before, like the constant grind to post content, and that sort of really reminded me of, like, did you watch the streamer awards a couple days ago or no?
I watched highlights.
And the
Not
one
the
thing
actual
that struck me while watching it was just like, it felt kind of sad in a way. Like, I have nothing against streamers, right? Like, I feel like streaming is just as valid as any job out there, honestly. But the thing is, like, there is this, so again, the race to the bottom in terms of just creating outrage, creating controversy, creating content, contradicting yourself, being a hypocrite, saying even bigoted things just to get people pissed off and talking about you. I feel like, and the thing is, you're not even interacting with other people like we're doing right now, right? You're literally on a screen, and you're streaming for 78 hours, and you're interacting with a chat that's essentially just brain rot nonsense. But that's part of the appeal, right? I mean, during the pandemic, you know, streaming just blew up because people had nothing to do. Now we're out of that, but it still feels like we're kind of in it. Like, if, you know, like the one thing that the post-COVID sort of thing that people don't really talk about is, like, you know, it took people a while for things to, like, feel normal. Like even, like, during, like, 2022, like, anytime, like, a new virus was being talked about, I would literally start, like, oh, no, is this going to happen again? Right? That sort of anxiety and fear. And obviously, I was confident enough, like, okay, we can handle this. But, like, for a lot of people who may not have the education, who might not have the wherewithal, the sort of like, the point of view, you know, it really got to them. And I think, you know, it feels like we're in a very weird place where, like, with the internet and everything, it's like we know everything, but we don't really know anything, right? You know, you hear statements about how, like, empathy is a weakness. You know, you said that shit like 10 years ago, people would look at you like you're crazy. Now I hear people parrot this. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just like, how do we solve this? Like, you know?
You ever, not that I ever get into arguments on the internet, obviously. That is something never. That's like the worst thing ever. But you never like see people arguing on the internet and you scroll just to see like, oh boy, how did this turn out?
Yeah.
I recently saw someone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. I'm on. Are you on Reddit?
I used to actually only post my art on Reddit, but
Okay.
no, I don't use Reddit anymore.
Okay. Is it still up?
Yes, it is. All my old stuff is there.
Okay. You know the thing about I know like Reddit's like this is like a big joke. You know, like the Redditor, and I get it. It's the stereotype, and look, most of it is kind of accurate. But the one thing I'll give the platform is that sure there are a lot of effed up subreddits with any social media platform, but at least the moderators, at least there's a, how can I say this? At least it's controlled. You know, like you go on Twitter and you see some of the most heinous stuff. People be saying the most stupidest stuff, and nobody is like pushing back against it. It's like you're arguing with bots, essentially. You got people acting like bots online for money, and I just like that's really insidious. But hey, you can continue with your point.
Oh yeah, but the one person in the comment section was like, "Oh man, I don't believe in empathy anymore," and I was like, "Oh, that's really sad." That like he seemed like he genuinely believed that. I thought that was pretty sad, but hopefully they get the help they need. But speaking of Twitter, I did actually post a few things on Twitter one time. I got like a quote retweet, which is like, you never want to get a quote retweet.
Yeah.
And they like said something kind of mean, and I was like, okay, I'm never going on Twitter again. Not a very nice place.
Yeah.
Would not recommend ever going back. I like after that I was like, yep, all right, I'm deleting Twitter.
Yeah, I'm kind of guilty of like going on Twitter, just scrolling, just to see like what are people really thinking about. And one thing I realized is that with again, like, did you listen to the new Taylor Swift album?
No, sorry, I don't listen to Taylor Swift.
All right, okay. So she dropped the album, you know, a couple weeks ago, or a month ago, or something like that. And seeing people be so enraged on an album that's not even that like offensive, like it's just weird to me. And then an article came out from the Rolling Stones that essentially said that all of that was caused by literally bots and bad actors, essentially. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But people still like, oh well, she may have paid the writer to say all that because of yada. It's just like I look, man, you can criticize artists on the art that they make, right? Don't try to make shit up just to get upset about it. That's the thing that people are really good at for some reason. Like they make stuff up to make their hatred feel more justifiable. And I'm like what are you doing? Like I mean, the one thing that I've been kind of paying attention towards, you know, because did you see Superman this summer?
No, I don't really watch superhero movies either. I'm sorry.
Okay, but like, what movie did you watch? It was most recent movie you watched in the theater or at home or whatever.
I actually just watched FNAF 2.
Say that again?
FNAF 2.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy 2. Did you like it?
It was okay. I would say it was the best movie ever. There were some questionable choices.
Yeah.
Corey Kenshin was in it. That was cool.
Yeah. Josh Hutcherson was in it too, so that's pretty dope.
That guy. Yeah. That's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you mentioned that movie because there's been kind of a discourse mess. You know, it's like, oh, the critics don't get it. Oh, the people who like you are stupid. I'm like, maybe the answer is in the middle. Maybe it's a very flawed movie that's mildly entertaining and some people are gonna like it more than others, but that doesn't get you clicks, that doesn't get you money, that doesn't get you the notoriety. You have to say something so absurd on one side and so absurd on the other side where in the middle it feels like you're kind of cheating but you're really not, right? I really feel like the truth is usually in the middle with a lot of things. Now obviously there are, you know, again, there are exceptions as always with anything. But the one thing that really caught my eye was the whole. Have you heard of Zack Snyder?
No, sorry. I'm really bad with like any famous names,
Okay.
except for streamers, probably.
Okay, so
Unfortunate.
Zack Snyder is director, right? And a lot of his movies that he's directed are very, very, very controversial. Like, who do you think is the most controversial person in your community? You know.
I honestly cannot think of a single one.
Okay.
Especially if we're talking Amore, everyone I've talked to has always been very nice.
Okay. But there are controversial people in the animated space, right?
I'm sure there are, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get too involved in,
Okay.
I guess, that stuff.
Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is that Snyder directed his most well-known movies for a lot of the major audiences were Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Justice League made the Snyder Cut, right? And he's always had a very passionate fan base. Like even I noticed that. I thought that was pretty interesting. But as much as I like, certain aspects of his movies, like I love Man of Steel, right? And I love Justice League when it came out. I still really like it. But like the Snyder Cult, the reason why that's even really a thing is because, again, what we were talking about, where, again, an opinion can't just be an opinion. It has to be a whole lifestyle. Has to, again, and there are people, I'm not going to name names, there are people on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube that constantly post negative stuff about James Gunn, the DCU, and Superman, how it's going to fail, it's flop, and yada, yada, yada. And it gets to a point where, like, I saw a Twitter post, it's so absurd. It's like an AI video of like Ben Affleck's Batman throwing James Gunn off a roof. I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with people? Like that is so absurd. Like, I swear, like that would be like somebody, like that would be like if there was a cult about trying to bring regular show back, and anybody who opposes it are like the enemies of the state, and Rigby is throwing Robin off the roof. Like, that would be something like that. Even that would sound less absurd than what we're seeing. And it's just like, at some point, like, you gotta disconnect, man. Like,
saying that like things are more what is it, this side or that side on the internet now, I guess.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make, right? So, like, how do we fix that, or can it be fixed?
Right. Yeah, I guess that is really tough. There is always going to be some bad stuff on the internet, of course. I did have a friend, an artist friend of mine, receive death threats for drawing a character incorrect.
Oh my god.
So I do think that there is stuff like that. And of course, seeing that firsthand, pretty sad, because they were like clearly very upset about it, obviously. And it was an honest mistake. But there's always going to be some bad stuff. I think that we all have things that we're trying to focus on. Yeah. And I think with regard to the internet, it is just what is it? What's the word? A culmination of so many different people that you're always going to get people arguing. Yeah. Even with like fandoms, when they grow larger, they do tend to get a bit toxic. Yeah. That is a bit what happened with Amori, sadly. I remember at the beginning, everyone was like, "Oh wow, the fandom's so great." But it does happen, because of differing opinions and stuff. Yeah. I think everyone just doing what's best for them. Yeah. Whether it's like, trying to be, what is it? Be the change that you want to see in the world. Yeah. Just being nice online to other people, then it kind of like springs off from there. Yeah. Versus adding fuel to the flame, or getting upset about it and then like letting it stay in your head all day, because obviously that's not the best.
Yeah, I mean, I received my fair share of, mean comments and people trying to, like, get under my skin. And I'm just like, your words have no real power over me. Like, I know what my value is. You clearly don't. That's why you're trying to go after me, right? And, look, you could criticize what I say because I may get this sort of aspect of it wrong. Sure, do it all day. I'm open to that. But when you start attacking people for just being themselves, that's what I know. Like, okay, there's something going on. Like, I mean, do you watch Stranger Things?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay,
I'm
but you
not
know what
too
it
big
is,
on,
right? Like, you know,
I
like,
do.
okay, you know who Millie Bobby Brown is and the rest of the crew,
Yes.
right? Okay, so
Yes.
right, and the thing is like ever since, again, I always mention this, right? Ever since the first season, right? Everybody loved the cast, everyone loved Millie, and then more and more and more it got bigger, and the more seasons progressed till now, it feels like they're trying to pit the cast members against each other, even though they're not having it, right?
Oh, really?
And it's just bizarre. Like, it especially with Millie, it's like anytime she posts something, anytime she's in a movie, there is this referendum. Like, is she even good? Is she even okay? Like, what are you guys talking about? Right? Like, if you're, like, think about it, right? She was, like, what, 11, 12 years old during the first season, right? And she became world famous literally right from the first season. And yet, through all of that, she still seems to be herself. And she's just, okay, she's older now. Like, she's like a year younger than me. I can't even imagine having all millions and millions of people, like, essentially, like, watching every sort of move that you make, like, publicly, and trying to predict what you're doing privately. It's just, like, to me, it's really screwed up. And I really feel like, I hope that in the future, we don't get these cascade of, like, oh, we should have done this. No, you guys was hating from day one. So don't tell me that shit. Really, just don't, please, man. Like, it's easier to hate than to appreciate. And that's how I, live by, that.
Right. I do think, what is it? If people change their mind, I think it'd be nice, down the line if we can all kind of...
Yeah.
What's the word?
Yeah.
Like, even if they were a hater in the past, if they're, like, trying to be better and they're saying, oh, man, and they, like, really are sorry for...
Yeah.
Maybe it's being toxic online.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to, like, give that back with kindness.
Yeah.
Again. Maybe that's cheesy. Sorry.
Ooh. Yeah, it's fine. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So my next question is, how long does your illustrations and your shorts, how long do those take usually?
I would say the average illustration maybe takes like 7 hours.
Wow.
It depends on the complexity.
Okay.
But I would say if I'm doing a short, like I recently did like a has-been one.
Okay.
That one took maybe 3 to 4 hours to draw, and then like half an hour to add the subtitles, animate it and stuff.
Okay.
I've definitely gotten faster as time goes on.
Yeah.
At first, it's always like the slowest thing ever. It used to take me like 5 hours to draw the simplest thing.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the beauty of practice. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, wow, I'm actually kind of fast at this.
Yeah, I know. It's cool. Interesting. Who's the most famous person to say, I love your work or I like your work? Could be online, could be in real life. Like,
maybe my friend Cypress Studios.
Oh.
You might know them, not sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, we're actually, that was the friend I was talking about I met at a convention.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually went up and I was like, oh my gosh, I love your art. And they went, you know me? And
That's
then we've
cool.
been friends ever since. And they were like,
That's dope.
We're our biggest rivals and also our biggest supporters.
That's cool. That's cool. I love that. So we got, sort of back to the college point. How was college? How was post-secondary? Like, how was that for you? Like, is there any interesting stories, wild stories, or was everything kind of sort of standard?
I honestly feel like I had a pretty standard university experience. I was lucky to get in a year before COVID, so I did still have that first year experience.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I know people say, oh, this is going to be the best time of your life, or oh, this is going to be the best time of your life. It's high school. No, it's when you're an adult,
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy high school. I found university to be a lot more fun, but in the end, it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
So I think I had a different mindset going into university where I was like, I'm going to make a change.
Yeah.
And I did. And then I made a lot of friends that way.
That's cool.
But yeah, university was when I finally was like, all right, it's time to actually do stuff that I've wanted to do since I was a kid, but never had the courage to.
Yeah.
Mainly, the way I started drawing, funny story, I got a drawing tablet like a year earlier.
Okay.
And I basically didn't touch it for a whole year because I was too scared to draw, I guess. And it was basically just sitting in my room until one day during exam season, I was like, oh, I kind of want to like have a break from studying, right? I'll take an hour and I'll draw something.
Okay.
So I pulled out my tablet and I had been playing Omori.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to draw Mari from Omori.
Okay.
So I took an hour, I drew her, I posted on Reddit. This was an hour drawing that I did. And then I went back to studying, and when I looked back at it, it got 1,000 upvotes. Wow. And I was like, wow. So that was really what started. I was like, oh, people actually like this? Okay.
That's cool.
And then, I know you were saying people kind of dog on Reddit. And yeah, I would say there are some bad things about Reddit, but back in like the early days of Omori, it was a really nice positive subreddit where I could just post whatever and people would always be like, oh my gosh, this is so great.
That's cool.
So it was a really nice experience for me because then not only did I have my friends who would support me even though my art was bad at the time. Yeah. They were always like, you're so good, even though it was bad. And then I also had people on Reddit who were like, wow, love your art whenever you post. And that was really nice. And then I eventually did move on to Instagram.
Yeah.
And then things grew from there when I started doing reels.
Yeah. The funny thing about like social media platforms is it's really about like momentum, right? That's how I realized. For me, like how I got on Reddit was very, very funny. So this is like 2019, right? And my brother tells me about this platform called Reddit. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, because I was on Instagram and I was watching YouTube and I knew about Twitter, but I didn't want to go on Twitter, right? So I was like, I'll try Reddit, right? This is during like the pandemic. I had nothing to do, right? And I'm like, I tried it, made my first post, and unsurprisingly, it didn't do that well. It got like 4 or 5 comments, and most of them were just kind of like, they're kind of cussing me out. I'm like, and it was like that for a little bit. Then I started to like, ask for advice from other Redditors, my brother, and what have you, and I got better and better. And then on my next account, right, I think my next account was like a live /AD like /4164. It has like over 1 million karma. And I was just like, it got to the point where I was posting 25, 30 times a day. And I was sort of like, and I was getting, and it guaranteed there will be a post have like over 1,000 upvotes or have over 100 comments or something like that. It was insane. And I was doing that while I was doing, next year of high school because I had to get my credits to get into, Humber for, radio, right? So, again, and then I'm like, at a certain point, I'm like, I'm going to stop. And then I'm like, on my next Reddit account, I think it was Renegade Forever, like 2024, I'm like, I want to leverage this into something else. And I may have mentioned it to you maybe when last time we spoke, but I wanted to do a podcast. And I start contacting my favorite creators, and none of them responded. But the ones that did respond kind of gave me the best advice. Especially, have you heard of Justin Hunt? He's like a hip hop. He's like a hip hop video essay. Shout out to him. He's so dope. But he gave me the best advice. He's like, hey, look, you have a really cool idea, but you need to build something, like anything, right? You need to build like a repertoire, a resume, as you will. And more time has gone on. I've interviewed people that are like 1,000 times bigger than me, more known than me. I mean, my older Reddit account, I had like 5-6 articles from Screen Rant. You know Screen Rant?
Really? Yeah.
They were writing articles about stuff that I was doing, like stuff I was posting. I thought that was the coolest shit ever. I remember I sent it to my brother, and he didn't believe me. My parents didn't believe me. And when I showed it to them, they're like, what the hell? Like, damn. Like, so shout out to them for that. Like, So, that's again, nice. Like, I don't post on Reddit as much, But whatever I do, I know it's gonna hit because I have a formula to it now. Even Twitter,
Right.
you know, you reply a certain thing or you say a certain thing, your tweet is gonna get liked. I've been quote tweeted by people that are like, you know, I got my tweets liked by people that like most of the hip hop Twitter community have liked my tweets, my replies to their tweets, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, same thing, right? I had one Instagram post, one Instagram comment it had like over 5,000, which is super cool. It was on, I think it was on like Sports Center or something like that. So like again, like, you know, that's the thing. I think I got lucky, but for others, it's like they've been doing this their whole lives, right? So it's like, you know, once you catch a wave, you have to ride that wave and you have to adapt. The thing about me and the stuff I'm trying to do is like I don't want to sort of confine myself into like one box. I want to talk about multitude of things. I want to do multitude of things because versatility is the name of the game, right? So yeah,
I think it's funny. We're a bit opposite in that way, where I'm like super niche versus you're like I want to do it all.
Yeah, for sure. Next question is have you like been mistaken for someone else like in real life?
Would this be at conventions or just in general?
General,
or you want both?
just general.
One person told me I look like the main girl from the Queen's Gambit. Never seen that.
Okay, I kind of see it though.
Queen's Gambit? Yeah, I was told I look like her.
Yeah.
On a plane.
That's cool.
And then one time I was at a convention and one guy came up and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you're the person who makes the crow art." And I was like, but I was not the person who made the crow art. He mistook me for another artist because I had like a bag that had crows on it.
Oh.
And he was talking about how much he loved my comics that I had never written. How do I tell this guy that is not me? And I was like, I don't have the heart.
That's
so I just
crazy.
kind of smiled and nodded. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's funny. That's funny.
No. Usually, mistaken for other people. I don't know. I was at, do you know about Artist Alley Shop?
Yeah.
I went to the opening with some friends, and we ended up not staying because the line was too long.
Okay.
But I went with Cypher Studios, and then I was like, oh my gosh, is that Cypher Studios? Like, really loud.
Yeah.
I always find that funny to do. Like, whoa, is that you? So we do that to each other sometimes.
Damn, that's crazy.
But other people that I've been mistaken for. There's been a few. Someone said I look like someone from the Breakfast Club.
Oh.
And then my friend was like, "No, I think you're just white with brown hair." So I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think when I first came across your booth, I'm like, hey, you kind of look like Abby from The Last of Us. And I showed you a photo. That was pretty funny. That's really funny. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll tell you a little story. I posted my photo on because there's a subreddit called r/ like doppelgangers, and some of the answers I got were so funny. Some guy said I looked like Marco Rubio, like the Republican politician. I'm like, nah, I ain't with that. Some guy said I looked like. Some guys say I look like Cesar Azpilicueta, like soccer player. I don't know if you know who he is. Another one said I look like Eli Roth. I'm like, I don't know about that. Like from like Glorious Bastards. I don't know about that. That's pretty funny. That's really funny.
Fun fact: I actually I have like minor face blindness.
Oh.
So, do you know anything about that?
I think I know. Is it that like you don't see yourself look like other people or something? I mean, I might be getting it totally wrong, but
oh no. So I found this out like a few years ago. It's not officially diagnosed, of course. Okay. I'm not sure if you would go to the doctor for that, but it's something that I've definitely noticed.
Yeah.
Where basically, it's really hard for me to differentiate facial features. So I constantly joke with my best friend that if she went bald, it would take me a second to notice her.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
but
crazy.
it's nothing like super crazy, obviously. It's just like a fun little like, huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I'm really bad with celebrity faces and names, unfortunately. But faces especially,
Yeah.
I am like really bad at remembering them.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, have you ever, like, during your... I know you mentioned that you didn't really enjoy high school. Was it because you got, maybe you got picked on, or maybe the teachers weren't really messing with you, or what was the reason?
Oh, no. You know how in every class there's always that one kid who sits there not talking to anyone, reading books?
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh, wow.
That was me. By choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, basically I just didn't really have any interest in talking to people. I liked to sit alone and read. Okay. I did have friends who would try to drag me out to do stuff. Greatly appreciate them. Still my best friends from... Yeah. I have a best friend that I've known for 20 years.
Wow.
She's still hanging around. She was the one who was trying to get me to do stuff because I was way too depressed to do anything.
That's dope.
But yeah, high school did not enjoy it. Group projects, being forced to talk to people. Yeah. That's why I mentioned in university I got out of my shell and I tried to start doing things that I actually wanted to do for a while, like drawing and things. And I've been told I've come out of my shell a lot. But
that's cool.
In a certain sense, the person I was back then wasn't me being... Maybe it was me being in a shell. I know people say, or what is it? I had someone who would always tell me, oh, you'll grow out of it. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I think that some people, it's totally fine to be quiet.
Yeah.
Versus, telling someone, oh, you'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
Because I guess I am less quiet now. But, yeah I've changed. But I think for the best.
Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of similar to me in a different way. When I was younger, I was put on a education, an IEP. You know what IEP is, right?
No, what does that stand for?
So IEP is essentially an education plan for people who are not who aren't progressing the same way as other students the same age that they're progressing on reading and writing and French or whatever. So for me, it was reading and writing. I was really good at that. Specifically writing, and specifically handwriting. The way I wrote. When I I'm not that good at handwriting now, but back then it was unlegible, right? And I was getting D's. I was getting I was essentially I was kind of dead weight in class because I wasn't interacting with anybody. The only person I would interact with was funny enough my brother, because he was a grade above me, right? It was him and Sahej. Sahej was the only guy who actually would take the time out of his day to try to again pull me and do certain things, right? So it stayed that way until grade 5, and and I'll never forget this. I was thinking to myself last grade of public school, middle school, and high school, I'm gonna have to eventually start talking to people. So I'm you know what? I'm gonna make some friends. So I'm I kid you not, I literally walked up to this guy. And I knew him before. He was a very nice guy. His name's Jacob, right? And I said, hey, you want to be my friend? Yeah. Then Osman, again, known that guy for years. I talked to him, said, hey, you want to be? Yeah. So it sort of started to spitball. And that year, that grade 5 was low key my peak, bro. I was dominating every conversation. I showed the class. I never forget this. There is this you watch Fifth Estate?
No, sorry.
Okay, you don't, but you know what it is, right?
I don't know if I've heard of it. Is that a TV show?
There's a documentary it's a documentary series by CBC. So they take a topic and they go to the very nitty gritty. So think of a murder case. They do true crime. They do natural phenomena, right? And this time, this is one of the first thing that they did was they talked about sugar, and specifically the sort of artificial sugar and how that negatively affects the human body. And I watched it and I got fucking spooked. I'm what the fuck? What? I couldn't eat anything sugar related for weeks. I'm not even kidding.
Right.
That shit spooked me the hell out. And looking back, I kind of maybe overreacted to it because I still eat a lot of sugar. But that really was one of the best documentaries, bro, I ever seen. I remember I talked to one of my teachers, because I was in Brisbane and Brampton, and her name was Miss Antonopoulos. Like, she was Greek, right? And she always eats oatmeal, like, in between classes. And I remember telling her that, and she looked at her oatmeal, and she was she's like, what the hell? Like, and she watched that at home, right? Because whenever somebody recommends something, she has to watch it at home to see if it's suitable for the class, right? And she put it on, and nobody not knowing anything. I swear, I heard someone say, "Are we watching like a Marvel movie or some shit?" It was crazy. It was funny. I said, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, we're not. And we watched the whole thing, start to finish. I kid you not. Yo, there was a fucking pin drop, bro. It was crazy. Because our class was really rowdy, right? This, again, you know how it is, right? And people were just looking at each other just completely like, what the hell did we just watch, in the best way possible? And we were talking about it, and we were like, it was just wild. And then there was like this speech, right? You have to make a speech, right? And I did one off of like MLK, like I Have a Dream speech, and it was going on for like 30 minutes. It was fun. I got like the Student Achievement Award. That's like the highest honor in, public school. Super dope. I had a couple awards like in middle school. Like middle school was really like, that was really, really fun. Like grade 8 was so fun. Like I had like a rap battle with Kayshawn, like one of my guys that I know, right? And there was no animosity, right? And it was going well. Like I was cooking the brother a little bit. I was cooking him, and then he flipped it, and he started to like make fun of my teeth in Call of Duty and shit. I'm like, I can't respond to this. I remember I said a bar about like 50 Shades of Grey. I thought, okay, this is gonna be the dagger, and everybody just like looked at me like, what did you just say? Like, it was so funny. It was like, damn. Like I remember it was a couple months ago. I talked to him on Insta. I said, hey, like, if we ever meet again, we could do another rap battle. Like he said, well, things have to like open up, but like, it was very fun. I mean, high school was super dope too. I mean, like I didn't win any awards, but like I was having a blast, and pandemic came, and I always tell this story whenever I talk to somebody new. There was this because I was still on IEP, but I was trying to find a way out of it. Because I felt like I don't need this. Like this felt like an unnecessary, like, I wouldn't say a burden, but a barrier. You know what I'm saying? So
was it like you would go after class or during
it'll be like
class?
there would be like recommendations, right? They'll like adjust the curriculum, and I'm just like, man, I'm just as good as these other guys. Like I don't need like to be adjusted, like but. In retrospect, I kind of needed it, because like, my marks weren't the best, with that, right? But it would have been a whole lot worse without it, you know what I'm saying? So.
Oh yeah, like puts everyone on an even playing field.
Yeah, so. So there's this girl, red hair girl. That's what I called her because I couldn't remember her name, and I don't know. I had such a big crush on her, bro. Like, I talked to her anytime in the IEP room, It was essentially like a computer lab, but not really. It's a classroom, but not really, right? Right? And I would just I talked to her. And I never actually told her that I had a crush on her. Which was probably the biggest mistake ever, at that time.
If you were to, or if you didn't?
I mean, like, I never told her,
Oh, so that was a mistake you
made. That was a mistake I made. And I remember this vividly. We were having business class, and that class was super dope too. And I told the teacher, even though like I said I have to go to the washroom, and this is the last day before, because during COVID they were like, everybody thought that we're gonna be back after 2 weeks, and next thing you know, like I'm in a different country because we moved, right? So it's like I went to Miss Bear's class. And I forever shout her out because she's so dope, and she guided me, and she, pointed me in the proper direction. At the time when things were kind of uncertain, And I was talking to her. Yeah, hopefully we can all be back and what have you. And literally, I was gonna say something to her, and she was playing cards with a couple of people that I know. You know, I was also in the program, and I couldn't. I couldn't say anything. It was like it's somebody put a towel in my throat. It was like I was just like, what the hell? And then I walked. And like 3 weeks later, everything is shut down, and I knew that we were not going to be back. I'm like, bro, I really messed up, man. It was that shit still kind of haunts me, bro, to this day.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. So whenever like I like somebody, I'm gonna like try to like not do any of that, you know. So
not get a towel on your throat.
Meaning like that the gagging feeling, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like you
That's
just
tough.
like you're gonna say something but you can't say it, you know, for whatever reason, whatever mental block, you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Getting over the fear of rejection, I guess, or just even like saying how you really feel.
Yeah, that too. That too. Have you dealt with something like that? Like, have you like, you know, liked anybody that you know that something similar happened to you like that, or something else?
Ooh, I have a very unfortunate. I had a period in my life where I, as my friends describe it, I had main character issues.
Oh.
And they would not stop happening one after the other.
Yeah.
And it was just, I got hit by a truck, man. It was horrible. But I did unfortunately have a bad experience with someone I liked, but it is more of a private story on their end, so I wouldn't want to go into it.
Okay.
But definitely changed my outlook on a lot of things.
Okay. Like you had a boyfriend and it kind of like...
Oh, worse. Situationship.
Oh, wow.
That was a university thing, but I think did mess me up for a while, I think. But in the end, you know, I've moved past it. I've learned a lot from it. Yeah. And even if we're not on speaking terms, it's kind of like, it taught me a lot.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was it had to happen. It was a canon event.
That's facts. That's interesting. What music you been listening to recently?
Husband Hotel.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, I usually listen to alternative.
Okay, like
a lot of
Like who?
You know, AWOL Nation.
Oh yeah, I know. Like they're dope.
I love AWOL Nation.
Okay.
I also listen to Boy With Uke. You might know them.
I know.
Alt J.
Alt J. Yeah, I remember you told you about. Yeah, Alt J's cool.
Yeah. I love Alt J.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mainly just a lot of like songs from a bunch of different creators. I would say I did go on like a spree where I looked into a bunch of like TikTok songs.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you know Where'd All the Time Go?
Oh, I think I know what that is.
Where'd all the time go? Yeah. So
cool.
Songs like that.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
A lot of alternative.
Yeah, for me, like I tried to listen to everything. You know, it's so funny. I was volunteering at a Jazz do you know what Jazz FM is? The radio station.
I've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, so I was at the actual I was at their building. I was volunteering because they're doing like charity calls because it's Christmas and stuff like that. So it was super cool being in the building and they had jazz music playing in the background. I was just thinking like, man, like. So funny, like I struck up a conversation with one of the other volunteers, and her name is June. Shout out to her, and we just talking. She's like, "You listen to hip hop?" Like, yeah, I do listen to hip hop. This person was like in her 60s, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, "You heard of Toby?" But yeah, I do know Toby, right? Toby's like this hip hop artist, like from Toronto. It's like jazz, that stuff. Oh, that's super dope. And I was just like, wow, it showed me like, man, music's like the best kind of medicine, like it
trans generations,
for many generations, like I feel like the best kind of music could change how we view reality in the best way possible. Like the one album or soundtrack that really changed my life, and that's that combined with the movie that came along with it was Tron Legacy. I don't know if you watched it, but you should watch it. Like, it's amazing. It's incredible. Daft Punk did the soundtrack. I think you know who they are. Incredible.
Yes, I do.
Incredible. Did you watch? Have you heard of Tron Ares?
Tron, which, sorry?
Tron Ares.
No. I think I watched the original Tron back when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love Tron Ares. That movie is amazing. I know people don't really mess with it because of certain things, but Nine Inch Nails is the soundtrack, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever, man. Like I'm a big Nine Inch Nails fan, like especially like Trent Reznor, because he's been soundtrack wise, he hasn't missed in a while. Like everything. I mean, did you watch Challengers? Like
no, I didn't.
Yeah, but that soundtrack for that was amazing. He did all that. Him and Atticus Ross, And my music taste changes all the time. I mean, there was a point, like there was a time where like I used to like all I listened to was like Lana Del Rey, and that was a very interesting time. So, yeah, I think for me, like I can listen to anything, and I can at least find aspects of it that I like, So.
Oh yeah, you talking about the lady who enjoyed the same music as me, as you, remind me. I saw this guy at Costco the other day.
Yeah.
And he was like an older man. He had like a One Piece like wallet, and he was holding it, and I was like, wow.
That's cool.
Generations, they're getting into anime.
That's cool.
The older generation.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have have you ever had like a celebrity crush?
No, I would say I was pretty aromantic for quite a long time.
Okay.
I can tell you about fictional crushes.
Yeah, cause that's cool with me.
You ever okay, so you might have heard about it. Do you know the series Six of Crows?
I think I heard about it. I think a friend told me about that a little while ago.
It was adapted into a Netflix series along with the author's other book.
Oh.
And basically it's about a bunch of criminals, but the main character from that, always thought he was cool.
Okay.
But other than that, I liked the main character from Assassination Classroom.
Oh, okay.
When I was younger, age 15.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Celebrities, though, wouldn't say I ever got into, like, knowing many celebrity names or faces, as I mentioned with the face blindness.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fair. I mean, with the celebrity stuff, I can go on for hours. But fictional, the one that stands out to me the most is Raven from, like, Teen Titans. Like, that's, like... That's the pinnacle, man. That's
peak.
That's peak, bro. That it really is. Another one. Another one that I really like. This is. I always liked Tara, even when I was younger, from Teen Titans. She was like the villain. I always thought she was cool. A lot of them are female oriented. Obviously, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Batgirl. Kate Bishop because of the Disney Plus show, so yeah, I mean I could talk about it for hours. Another one that's kind of very out there. He played Diablo.
Heard of it? I have not played it though.
You know Lith?
No, let me look.
She's like the big bad. I don't know why. I think she's hot. I don't know why. I don't know why.
What is it? Evil woman.
Yeah.
They not
I don't know, man. They I don't know, man. There's something about them, bro. Like the aura is crazy. Like
I can see she does have aura.
Yeah, she does for sure. So yeah. Wow. What's your favorite like food to eat?
Complicated question. You're asking me all the hard ones, huh? I honestly have a lot that I like. However, I would say that my guilty pleasure is just fried chicken.
Oh,
specifically I've been really into Caribbean like lunch sets.
Yeah, me too.
Like they have like the fried chicken, the beans with rice, and then the coleslaw.
Yeah,
that is incredible. And then dope, I like samosas.
I love samosas too, bro. We're like the same.
Yeah, they're both so good.
Yeah, they're both so good. My favorite food right now is probably fish and chips. I can eat that. I can eat that any day.
That's a good one.
Another one. There's a lot of these Donner places popping up. Right. I don't know the name of the dish, but these like they usually have like meat and fries and stuff. And like that's the shit to me. Like that, I love that. And there's one that's nearby my house, so I always go there anytime I have any money. Spend it. Sure, it's empty in my bank account, but like it keeps my tummy full. So I'll take the risk. Risk reward. I'll take that. So
food is the best thing to spend your money on.
Yeah, it really is. How you thought about like I don't know where you're living or anything like that, but have you thought about like maybe moving downtown, like Toronto or Mississauga, if an opportunity sprang up, or whatever you're doing, or are you cool with like just sort of staying where you're at?
I'm staying where I'm at. I like Toronto is nice, but it's expensive. I'll move wherever is cheapest. That's the plan in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I like urban. Rural is nice too, but not super rural, because I like going and trying out different bakeries and cafes and things.
Yeah.
So I think being generally close to like a big city is always nice. Would you say you have a preference, rural, urban?
For me, it's like here's the thing. I'm an urban guy because I like thinking big. So like anytime I see big buildings, my mind just goes crazy with it. So urban though, I started to appreciate rural a lot more. It's specifically more the music that I listen to. Like, have you heard of, like, Ethel Cain?
No, sadly not.
Okay, so Ethel Cain, she's, like, she's a artist that makes, like, a lot of alternative alt music. But her music is a lot more darker, like Southern Gothic. That's her music, essentially. I find it really cool. I find it really cool that she emphasizes, like, the rural parts of that, Because when people talk about, like, rock and alternative music, it's usually, like, there's, like, there's sort of locations in your mind that sort of spring up. Big city, the concert, the beach, the suburb. Like, again, there's bands for all of that. But for, like, rural areas with, dark tree alleyways, like, her music's perfect for that. And I think, I think that's really cool on her part, so, you know what I'm saying? So...
Yeah, I was going to say, you're talking about hip-hop a lot, and I was like, oh, that does seem more like an urban thing.
Yeah, it is. But hip-hop, like, is the thing. Like, I may have recommended you an artist hip-hop artist for you to listen to. I know you listen to that person, Yana, or whatever, but the thing about hip-hop is, like, I feel like hip-hop is so, like, when it's discussed, like, there's so many people who don't understand what they're talking about, like, with certain artists and... what they achieved in their careers. And I understand the ranking sort of obsession with rankings now. It's not just hip-hop. Yeah. It's everywhere, right? We have to rank the best anime. We have to rank the best One Piece. We have to rank the best bakery and say captains. Like, I get it. Like, it generates content, generates engagement. I get it. But we're robbing ourselves with appreciation for this thing that we're talking about. And for me, it's like... There are artists that are more urban, like Jay-Z's music is a lot more, New York-centric. Nas' music's more, like, projects-oriented, suburb, like, sort of kind of old top grimy, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's artists, I would say Logic's music is a lot more rural, but that's not really a fair assessment. I feel like music is ultimately subjective, and however you feel about the music can be true. Right?
Yeah.
And this sort of being offended when people say certain things about certain artists, to me, is kind of like, okay, like, you want them to be dishonest? You want them to lie about certain things? Like, obviously, there's opinions that are just, again, like what are we doing here? But I feel like we're trying to turn this very subjective thing into a sports competition. Even that is its own sort of can of worms. So
You think people are like getting too attached to like defending their favorite artists to the
yes,
death?
yes,
Gladiator warfare.
yeah.
Yes.
That's it. All right, so we are coming at the end of the interview, and so what I usually do is I do like a sort of a kind of a Q&A thing where I give you two people or two artists or two whatever. You have to pick either or. You can't say both. You can't say neither. You want to explain the reason why you picked your choice, you're free to do so. Cool with that?
All right, sounds good.
Okay. All right. Naruto or Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Do I explain? I have a bit of a gripe with Naruto. Oh.
Okay. All right.
I think I recently watched like all of Naruto,
Yeah.
and I unfortunately, while it was good, and I can see why there's hype around it, I think there are some major flaws.
Yeah.
Controversial, perhaps. I know. I'm sorry, Naruto fans.
Yeah.
I think with series that, like, let's say if we look at Dandadan,
Yeah.
like, even the characters that are meant to be, like, you don't like them, I feel like there's a lot of substance to them, versus Naruto, I didn't really feel as attached to as many of the characters, in a way. Like, there were one or two where you can tell the author really likes them,
Yeah.
and then the rest are a bit of blank slates. So I think like Rock Lee, great. And then like some of the characters you can tell the author doesn't really like. They really don't get much development.
Yeah.
And I'm big on character development, I have to say.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay. Okay. One Piece or One Punch Man or whatever.
Probably One Piece.
Okay.
I think, yeah. One Punch Man is very good. Always loved it, but I don't know. Something about One Piece.
Okay.
I like the art, like the what is it? The setting.
Yeah. Yeah. Kanye or Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, okay. I don't know much about these two artists. However, I do have a sibling who likes them.
Okay.
Kendrick?
Okay.
Kendrick.
Alright, okay. Drake or Lil Wayne?
Oh, okay. I don't know either of these, but I know Drake has done some not so good stuff, so Lil Wayne. That's all I know.
Okay. Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay.
Way better for posting.
Alright.
Way less toxic.
Okay. Reddit or YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay.
Reddit's nice, but I use YouTube more.
Okay. AJR or Alt J?
Yeah, that's a horrible choice. I love both of them. Okay. AJR, because I did recently go to their concert and it was great.
Okay. Queen or the Beatles?
Probably Queen.
Okay.
A lot more songs I think I can remember off the top of my head.
Okay. Nine Inch Nails or Nirvana?
Nirvana. I'm very sorry. I know you said you love Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah. It's cool. They're both amazing, so. Jay-Z or Nas?
Like Nas, like Big Nas and Lil Nas.
Just like Nas, like hip hop, like the guy.
If it was Lil Nas, I'd say Lil Nas.
Okay.
But Nas, then I know him from that one song where he's with Little Nas. Big Nas and Lil Nas.
That's good. Alright. Okay. Billie Eilish or Lana Del Rey?
I don't know too much about either of them, but I heard Billie Eilish donated a bunch of money recently, so Billie Eilish.
Okay, that's cute. The Incredibles or Ratatouille?
Hmm. Maybe Ratatouille.
Okay.
I have been interested in cooking recently, and I do like the cultural. What is it? Not cultural. The meme ability of it. Although Incredibles does have the Mr. Incredible meme, which I do really like.
Okay. Okay. Um. All right. Inside Out or Zootopia?
I only recently watched Zootopia and Inside Out. I think I watched when it came out.
Yeah.
I think I probably have more nostalgia attached to Inside Out, so I'll go with that.
Okay. 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 Emma Watson or Emma Stone?
I know Emma Watson better, I would say, so
Okay.
Emma Watson.
Okay. Millie Bobby Brown or Megan Fox?
I don't know much about Megan Fox, so Millie Bobby Brown.
Okay. 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 Eminem or 50 Cent?
Eminem.
Okay.
Eminem.
Yeah. All right. Despicable Me or Minions?
Despicable Me. That's like the chicken or the egg, you know.
Yeah.
Despicable Me all the way.
Okay. Okay. Hotel Transylvania or Wednesday, the Netflix show.
Hotel Transylvania. I watched a bit of Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was okay. I wouldn't say it was my favorite.
Okay. Okay. Fish and chips or pizza?
Oh, okay. Another crazy controversial thing. I'm not too big on pizza. So fish and chips.
Okay.
Pizza, I think I just had too much of it in my life. And then now I only eat like plain cheese from Little Caesars, which I've heard is like the worst thing I could ever say, and I think I'd be murdered on the spot.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Speaking of pizza brands, Pizza or Pizza Nova?
Oh, there's no other option. You said right.
No.
I think Pizza. I had more in elementary school, so I'll go with that.
Okay. Popeyes or Mary Brown's?
Popeyes?
Okay.
They have the biscuits, right?
Yes, they do have
Yeah.
biscuits. They do have biscuits. Starbucks or McDonald's?
I don't know. I don't really eat or drink it either.
Okay.
I have a friend who worked at Starbucks for a bit, so I guess Starbucks. I've heard they've been doing some controversial stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim Hortons or Second Cup?
I've actually never been to Second Cup, and I go to Tim Hortons all the time because we live in Canada. So Tim Hortons.
Okay. Okay. Cookies or donuts?
Probably cookies.
Okay.
Cookies, yes.
Okay. Tupac or Biggie?
I'm sorry, I don't know either of those. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Pharrell or Timbaland?
Who was the second one, sorry?
Timbaland.
Oh, I don't really know either of them either. Pharrell, is he a comedian?
No, he's a producer. He did the soundtrack for Despicable Me 1, 2, and 3. So.
And Pharrell.
Okay. Beyonce or Prince?
Prince?
Okay. Michael Jackson or Frank Sinatra?
Michael Jackson.
Okay. Okay. Alright, second last one. Last of Us or GTA?
I haven't played either, sadly.
Okay.
Maybe GTA?
Okay. Last one. Burgers or burritos?
I don't really eat red meat.
Okay.
So I would say burritos because they have more chicken options.
Okay. Bonus one. Drive-throughs or takeout?
Hey, takeout.
Okay.
I feel like drive-through it's mainly like for coffee versus
Yeah,
takeout.
okay.
It's like I can get Chinese food.
Okay. And second last one. Milkshake or smoothies?
If we're going based off taste, milkshakes, although smoothies are healthier.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the end of the interview. I'm really, really honored speaking to you. It was really cool to see your rise, your rise since I first met you in 2023 and now. I mean, it seems like things are going really well. So yeah. My last question to you is are you planning on attending like a Comic-Con or an event in the next couple of months, or are you keeping that under wraps?
I have applied for Anime North. We'll see if I get in. If not, I'm probably going to go cosplay with some friends. So I'll still be there, but not selling art, sadly.
Alright.
And I'm at Fan Expo every year. So you can find me there. Although it's very busy. And I never have time to chat, sadly.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it was nice chatting with you, man. Hope you have a brilliant rest of your week. You're on
Of
for sure.
course. Good luck with all your future interviews and
For
keep
sure.
doing what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. When I post this, would you mind like promoting the interview on your channel or your social media? You don't mind that?
Oh yeah, I can put it in my social media.
Okay, sure. Okay, I'll send you the link and everything when when I post it. So yeah, see you soon.
Great, thank you. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was another interview, another episode. For the Renegade Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. The same way I joined this one, put this one together. Bye.